This is going back quite a number of years when we had shortages of bikes from Harley back in the 90s when they were only making 50,000 bikes a year for worldwide sales. And people were buying used bikes like crazy, whatever it was, whatever said Harley Davidson on it, they were buying it. And this is one tale in particular. Had a guy bring a 65 Panhead in, first year electric start, pretty much a barn find bike. Not pretty much, it was a barn find. I-5 blue and white with white 2-up buddy seat, white floorboard inserts, white grips, and wanted it running so he could ride it. So went through everything on it, wheel bearings, fluids, checked the valve adjustment, rebuild the carb, clean the gas tanks out, get it running, change, service everything, change all the fluids, tighten the motor mounts, check the transmission mounts, pretty much front to back, change the fork oil, new battery, charging system, make sure charging system's working good. And got it all running and back together, took it out and rode it. So when that happens, you're going to look at it, replacing base gaskets, head gaskets, fixing whatever's leaking on it, doing some upgrades on it. So he's like, okay. Now this guy was young. He was probably early 20s. So he picks the bike up and don't hear from him for quite a while. And then get a phone call one day in the shop, and it's this guy who wants to talk to me. So he asked me about adjusting the points, putting points in it. And I told him, that, why don't you just bring it in, man, and I'll adjust the points and put new points and condenser in it if it needs it. He's like, nah, I'm in New Mexico. Okay. Well, go down the Napa store, and this is what you get. Told him what points and condenser to get, and tell him how to adjust them over the phone, get them through. So he gets it all back together, calls me back, and he's got it all set. And he's riding again, getting ready to ride again. And I asked him, I'm like, how'd you get did you move to New Mexico? He's like, nah, I've been riding this bike all over the place. Then I rode it down to Florida and then cut across Route 10 or 20, one of them east-west interstates. But says I got to New Mexico and it started running a little funny. Okay. He said, you were right though. When I get back, we're going to have to reseal everything on this thing. Transmission's leaking. Rocker covers are leaking. Base gaskets are leaking. It's everything. All right. Have a good time, man. Be careful. I'm like, where are you going? So I'm going to California, and then up to Washington, and then I'll cut back across when gets back eventually. And we did have to go through everything. But that's just one of them. And really, that's all I got for that one.